Since they can't stop screwing with creators on YouTube, I decided we needed to talk about Nintendo. First, I'm going to talk about something unrelated that they're a part of, and then we're going to get into what I really want to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about is this Kotaku article by Luke Plunkett, where a Nintendo hacker will be punished for the rest of his life. Gary Bowser's being released from prison for good behavior, but he will still be paying for his crimes. Now, Gary Bowser was a member of the hacking operation team Executor. He was sentenced to 40 months in prison for his part in helping run a business that reportedly earned him over $300,000. For what I know about this situation, Gary and 2 other people made illegal hacks and mods and ROMs and whatever they wanted to do so you could play Nintendo games for free. Now, the issue for me isn't necessarily with the piracy, it's with the fact that they were selling piracy. That's beyond screwed up. So I don't have much sympathy for our man Gary here, even though he was only the salesperson. Bro, you were selling something that you got for free that other people can get for free for not free. Sorry, brother, I don't really sympathize with you here. But to show the extent to which companies like Nintendo will pursue these cases through the American legal system, the damages he was ordered to pay Nintendo at the time of his sentencing was a total of $10 million. He says an additional $4.5 million won't have to be paid back since he'll be in Canada and not the US. Nintendo can take 25 to 30% of his monthly gross income for the rest of his working life. Behind bars and over the course of his time at the SeaTac Federal Detention Center in Washington, he was able to pay back $25 a month, adding up to a whopping total of $175. Holy crap. So yeah, he's not gonna get no $10 million, even if he somehow managed to do it. There's no way they lost that amount of money. Nobody in their right mind is gonna pay for something they can pirate themselves. They're just not gonna do it. So it's absolutely ridiculous that Nintendo believes that they get owed $10 million, especially when it is reported that they only made $320,000 over 7 years of work. Let's talk about when he was originally arrested. This talks about what Team Executor is. It's a sophisticated operation known for its Nintendo hacks, including a USB device called the SX Pro that allows the Nintendo Switch to run pirated games. The group's for-profit. This is what's important. They were making profit over somebody else's game. If they weren't making profit for the fact that they were pirating games, I honestly wouldn't hate them as bad. But this just puts a bad light on the community as a whole, as everybody that does something like emulation and stuff, it makes everybody look bad. And this is not good. This isn't what we need, this is a backstep. But thankfully, the Justice Department tries to emphasize the difference between Executor's activities and not-for-profit emulation or console hacking. The release says Executor attempted to protect its overall business by using a wide variety of brands, websites, and distribution channels, according to the indictment, and that the group cloaked its illegal activity with the purported desire to support gaming enthusiasts who wanted to design their own video games for non-commercial use. But the primary purpose of the group's activities was to develop and sell for-profit tools for running pirated games, and additionally, create and support online libraries of pirated video games. Again, for profit is the issue. We should be able to emulate games without having to be tied to somebody that's trying to resell pirated games. They created and sold console hacking software and devices used to play pirated Nintendo Switch games, and that's apparently what got them right there, is the Switch games. But I love this quote. This is another article. This is by Ian Walker. This quote's hilarious. The way Nintendo thinks these feds, you'd assume they brought in the next Pablo Escobar instead of some guy who helped folks pirate video games. I like the comparison, but you not see the issue, my man. He didn't help folks pirate video games. He made profit off folks wanting to pirate video games. That's what they did. Again, I don't really have much sympathy for that. If I put a lot of hours into making a game and then somebody goes out of their way to sell my game that they didn't even buy, That's screwed up. That is so messed up. Now, when it comes to emulation and piracy, if it is a game that was stuck on a digital storefront, and that storefront has now been taken down, and you go ahead and you pirate that game, now that you cannot play that game any other way, there is no physical version, no other possible way to play this game legally, pirate it. If they're going to put something up digitally and then take it away like it never exists, pirate it. And I hate that that is something that now happens. With the HBO Max animation purge, let's call it, that they went through, I think it was earlier this year, countless cartoons, countless animated series that people put a lot of heart into, a lot of life, that they wanted their kids to be able to watch. Now if their kids watch those series, they have to do it illegally. That is an awful precedent to set. In that case, in that situation, if all this dude was doing was taking things that are going to be gone if he doesn't take them and make them back, then I can respect that. If all that they were doing was reviving lost properties, lost games, lost media, finding things, saving things, preserving games, they would have my support. But this was greed. There was nothing in this that was selfless. This was complete and utter selfishness. I don't care how you slice it whatsoever. This was wrong. And I am not going to support Gary Bowser for making money off of these games. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is Nintendo taking down Breath of the Wild content made by content creators. First thing they did was push Breath of the Wild multiplayer modders into taking down a mod. This is a PC Gamer article by Wes Finland, and his little tagline here kinda says all it needs to. Nintendo's lawyers are at it again. That's perfect. Last week was a thrilling one for Zelda. A year and a half after proposing the idea of a multiplayer mod, YouTuber Pointcrow released the first public version of the mod. Shortly after, Nintendo filed YouTube copyright claims against several of his videos. And I'm not just meaning like 5 or 6, no man, they went through it, okay? They did copyright takedowns on a lot of his videos too, not just claiming them, complete takedowns. The ones that involved mods, the ones that were definitely transformed, even a video that, as he states, is vanilla gameplay. It is just Breath of the Wild gameplay. And they went ahead and they copyrighted it. That is disgusting. He made a really good 7-minute and 51-second video where he goes over the situation, reasons why Nintendo is kind of going against their own policies when they do stuff like this, and why it's an absolute disgrace, a complete travesty against the fans. Why all this does is take the fan base that loves your games, Nintendo, loves you as a company, because of the games that you make. When they think Nintendo, it's synonymous with good memories, with Mario, with the Wii, with the Game Boy, with you name it, and yet here you are attacking people that have that love. Why would you do that? This is what I was talking about, or this is what I'm going to be talking about in another video. You have to know your audience. You don't know your audience here. The moment you turn your back on the very people that give you recognition, free marketing, the people that buy your games because they like them, you lose them. As a content creator myself, if I'm not able to make videos about something, if I'm not able to actually get something out of making my videos, I'm gonna have to stop. And with Hasbro and Transformers, which one of my favorite franchises of all time, it looks like I might just have to stop making Transformers videos. And that sucks. That hurts. Because I am passionate about Transformers. So when you go after the people that have the passion to make multiple videos regarding one game, all it does is make your next game less, would make me disinterested in the fact that the new game is coming out, because when I played the old game, this is what happened. When I made content expressing the fact that I liked the old game, this is what happened. And I have nothing but love for Pointcrow's videos. He makes something that's been out exciting over and over and over again, something that sounds stupid like, what if we killed all these types of enemies before even engaging in anything else? He makes it exciting. And you're punishing him for that. You're punishing him for taking the bare bone aspects of your game and pointing out a way that even that is good. But sadly, it doesn't quite stop there. Yeah, the way that Nintendo handles their strikes, right? They could have grouped all these videos they took down into one strike and just struck him because of those videos, like boom, group them up, there's a strike, that's your warning. But what they did instead is entirely dishonest. They took video 1, strike. Then they grouped 2, 3, and 4, another strike. Why? They did that on purpose. That was complete scumbag move right there. That was a complete scumbag move right there. Sorry, the phone rang. And there is no reason that they had to do that, but they did. They went out of their way to make this more damaging for his channel than it ever needed to be. And just like Nintendo always is, he can send emails, he made this video, but they're not gonna respond because Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo don't. Here's a list of videos that have been taken down, claimed, striked. Not even all of them are Breath of the Wild videos, so you can't say it's just because the new game's coming out. They've made it personal. Pokemon Violet, but they randomly evolve every level. Claimed. Modded Mario Odyssey. Claimed. Modding Wii Sports. Wii Sports. Claimed. As he put in the notes, these are not Breath of the Wild videos, and yet Nintendo went after him for it. And down here, I was gonna say maybe they just don't like mods. Maybe that's what it is. They hate mods. This is not modified gameplay. That is that vanilla gameplay I brought up earlier. So they don't care about the mods. They've went out of their way to make this personal. They are attacking creators because they can get away with it. And Nintendo USA probably couldn't take videos down because fair use. Nintendo Japan, however, can. He's not the only YouTuber that has to go through this as well. Let's see if there's one recommended here. No, I see that Muda already made a video about this. I'm a little late. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely disgusting. This is the only way that you can go out of your way to make your own fans hate you without actually saying something to get yourself canceled. This is it, right here. Go after them. Go after them with the legal system at your back. Good job, Nintendo. Maybe next time, Nintendo don't. Because all you're doing is killing all the good faith that people continue to hold out hope that they should have for you. I wish you the best, Pointcrow. I hope by some mercy, Nintendo decides to respond to your video or your email or anything and try to resolve this. But given how completely out of it they are, how living in their own world they seem to be, I wouldn't put my money on it. If you made it this far, I appreciate you guys. And you should go over to Pointcrow's YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description and show him some love. He's gonna need it. Especially if they decide they're gonna go after more videos, given the fact that there are a ton of Nintendo videos on his channel. He doesn't deserve this. Neither does anybody else. Have a great day.